What the hell are Chelsea doing? They've just hijacked Newcastle's deal for Joao Pedro that they've been working on for weeks. They've come in with a day, slapped their dick on the table, 60 mil, here you go, being accepted, and now he's on his way to Chelsea after everyone thinking he was going to Newcastle for the last 4 weeks. So I'm here to talk about it. What is going on with Chelsea? I'm just going to discuss what's been happening this year, last 2 years. Is there a plan at Chelsea? It just kind of seems like they're buying young players. I'm just here to discuss. But before we get into the video, please could you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to make sure that you never miss a video. I'm back doing 2 videos a week now, so you don't want to miss anything. Okay, let's talk about Joao Pedro. Why have they got him? They've just spent 30 mil on Delap, an out-and-out number 9, and they've brought in this kind of hybrid winger slash attacking mid that can kind of play on the wing as well. He doesn't really fit the way Chelsea play. He doesn't really fit their system. It's just another one of those kind of players that they're just buying for the hell of it seems like. How many attackers does this club have? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, they have too much. They've got about 5 players for striker, left wing, right wing. It makes no sense. Let me list Chelsea's attacking options for next season. So you've obviously got Cole Palmer, Delap, Gittens, Pedro, you've got Neto, you've got Madueke, you've got Jackson still there, you've got Joao Felix to come back from his loan from AC Milan, that new signing, Estavio from the Brazilian League. They've got too many players for these positions, and let's be honest, midfield is set. Now Maresca likes a midfield of Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo. That's not changing. Palmer is a guaranteed starter on that right wing. So really, those about 8-9 players that I've named just there need to battle it out for striker and left wing. You've bought Delap now for your number 9 for the future. That's your striker. You're telling me those other 8 players have to battle it out for the left wing. Gittens, Madueke, Neto, Xiao Pedro. That's 5 like elite players already battling out for one position. What the fuck are Chelsea doing? I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again. What is going on? You know how many players are going to be unsettled for game time? Because let's not take the piss here. These are good players. I know they're buying 500 of them, but each player individually is a good player that could start for probably most teams in the Prem. Why the fuck are you coming to be 7th choice at Chelsea? What? You had Newcastle there for you. Liverpool wanted you. Arsenal wanted you. Tottenham wanted you. United wanted you. And you go to Chelsea, the place where you're guaranteed the least amount of game time. But this is Chelsea's model. This is what they do. They buy good players because, like I said, you can buy 50 players, but they're all good. They're all Champions League level quality players. And it makes sense they're going into the Champions League. You need a lot of depth. But this is too much depth at this point, bro. Somehow they've got too much depth up front. The quality of Chelsea's squad is probably up there with the top 3 in the league. It's a better squad than Arsenal's. It's on par with Liverpool, on par with City, in my opinion, in terms of the quality of players you have at your disposal. So in a sense, it does kind of make sense as well, because if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, you can sell them at a good price. Like Mason Mount didn't really work out, 60 mil. Havertz didn't really work out, 70 mil. You're getting good fees for these players that aren't even starting for you. That's again helping them build their money. From the business point of view, it's great. For a footballing point of view, it don't make too much sense. And maybe there is a method to all this madness, because like I said, you're buying quality players to compete for the Champions League. Last season, Maresca kind of used 2 teams, the main one in the Prem and the under-23s team basically in the Conference League. Understandably, you can't be using your under-23s team in the Champions League, so you've got to build that strength in depth, which they have done. So for that, it's a good positive signing, because with Joao Pedro, you've now got a guy that can fill in at striker, a guy that if you want to, you can play at 10 or on the wing. Gittens can play both left and right and can maybe fill up front if he needs to as well. They are buying players that can play a plethora of positions, which is good for Champions League and Premier League, because it's rotation every 3 days. It's going to fuck your legs up, especially with a young team like Chelsea. They can't be playing the same team week in, week out. Champions League Wednesday, Prem Saturday, Champions League Wednesday, Prem Saturday. That can't really be happening, so there has to be a lot of rotation in that team. It does make sense. It is a good signing for Chelsea, and the signing that they are making is decent. And that all sounds lovely. Sounds like sunshine and rainbows. In a perfect world, that is what's going to happen, but we all know that's not what happens. Maresca has come out publicly and said last season he doesn't care about how many players Chelsea have got. He picks his 23-man squad and sticks with it. If you ain't in that 23-man squad, you're not playing for Chelsea at a high level. Let's be honest, that Prem team that he used, he pretty much used the exact same squad throughout the whole year. He barely made any changes. He barely brought any new players into the team. It was pretty much the exact same from match day 1 to match day 38. There's not much rotation in terms of the team selection. So Joao Pedro coming into this Chelsea team, he's going to need to make a statement to start for this team, otherwise he's finished. Because let's be real, he's a striker slash winger slash 10. They don't play the 10, so that's out of the question. Striker, you're competing with Leon Delap and Nicholas Jackson. let's throw Nicholas Jackson out there. Liam Delap, for how Chelsea play, is a much better fit for Joao Pedro, because with Joao Pedro, you're going to need runners. Palmer ain't a runner. Palmer likes ball to feet. You're going to need runners off Palmer. Joao Pedro is a ball to feet player. It's not really going to work out. You're not replacing Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is the first name on that team sheet, and he will stay the first name on that team sheet for how long he's at Chelsea. So he's competing for left wing. That's not really his position, or he's going to try and get that number 9 slot over Delap. Joao Pedro is not the type of player that settles for bench minutes. He was getting pissed off that he was second fiddle to Danny Welbeck. Now he's going to see Nicholas Jackson on that, and he's going to understand why he can get in front of the team, but he just isn't going to get in front of the team. I just don't see him starting for Chelsea. That's my issue. You spent £60 million on a player that will not start for you. He's Premier League proven, yeah, but he's more of a second striker. That's not a position nowadays, really, is it? Because you have to play the 9 by yourself. He can't really do that too well unless he has runners. At Brighton, he had runners. At Chelsea, he hasn't really got runners. You got Gittens and Pedro and Madueke, but that's going to be one position on the pitch. So will he be a good fit for Chelsea? Will Joao Pedro succeed at Chelsea? If you look at their track record for the types of players they have got in this mould, it hasn't really worked out. Nkunku looking to get sold. Joao Felix was here for 6 months and then got loaned out. Kai Havertz was never really respected as a player at Chelsea anyway. Based off track record, it's looking like Joao Pedro is not going to get any kind of minutes and just waste his career at Chelsea. But the thing about Joao Pedro and all those other kind of players, he's got something different about him. It looks like he's got that grit, he's got that passion that the other players didn't really have. The other players are kind of like mavericks, you know, when you give them the ball, they'll create something. Whereas Joao Pedro, he works hard, he runs for the team, which could be a reason why they're signing him. I'm not a scout, I don't know all these reasons, but there is a reason why big clubs were in for him, and he's chosen Chelsea. He's had to have been given some sort of guarantees. Like, you don't join a team like Chelsea when you got all these other clubs wanting you without guaranteed game time, because he is probably Brazil's future number 9. So he's gonna need game time. For me personally, I hope he does do it. I like Joao Pedro, he's a good little player. He's got bags of potential, he's young. I do want him to succeed. If it's at Chelsea, it's at Chelsea. Will he succeed is the question. I can't comment, I don't know. Mainly because I don't know if he's going to play. Will he be a good signing? We don't know, because he was good for Brighton, yes, but the jump from Brighton to Chelsea, 500 players have made it and they haven't really succeeded, have they? I low-key forgot to talk about Jamie Gittens. That's my bad. I got so caught up with the whole Joao Pedro news. I haven't even discussed about Jamie Gittens. Is it even a good signing for Chelsea, yes or no? I think this is such a better signing for Chelsea than Joao Pedro in terms of profile and in terms of what it brings to the team. Because yes, they have very similar players like Gittens in terms of Pedro, Neto and Madueke specifically. They are all kind of the same kind of player that likes to take their man on, either get across in the box or cut inside and take the shot. The only difference is Maresca is setting up his team in a whole different way. Like I said earlier in the video, he's got his free midfield of Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo. He's got Palmer on the right, so he's going to have runners off Palmer from the left wing. Madueke and Neto, their preferred position is on the right wing to cut inside on their left foot. They can play left wing, don't get me wrong, but it's not their natural position, it's not what they're best at. And they're not going to replace Palmer in the team, so you're going to have to get a more natural left winger like a Madueke, Pedro kind of player. And they did. They splashed 50-60 mil on Gittens from Dortmund, and I think this is a fantastic signing in my opinion. He's been at Dortmund for what, 2-3 years now, and he's been in the perfect place to breed young talent. Like, Dortmund have such a great track record when it comes to breeding young talent, but this year especially, Jamie Gittens has got that place on left wing on lock. He's been able to displace Adeyemi from it, and he's one of the best 1v1 dribblers in the whole of Europe. Bringing that to the Prem is obviously going to be a whole lot harder because the defenders are just more switched on than Bundesliga defenders. Even if he brings 50-60% of his take-ons, he will still be able to get around players and make stuff happen, because his decision making in the final third is also another one of his elite attributes. So him on the left wing would just be destructive, because he knows how to play on the left wing. That is his position. He cuts it on his right foot. He can shoot or he can create chances. With Palmer on the other side feeding in balls, with Delap in the middle, or Joao Pedro or Nicholas Jackson to finish off the chances that either of these two create, it's going to be ridiculous. Like, he's 21 now, but just wait on him. Give it 2-3 years, he will explode. And he's still coming to the Prem young. He still has time to develop, still has time to learn. And I think Maresca will get the best out of him, because Maresca managed him at Man City. He was his youth academy coach. Half of the Chelsea squad was managed by Maresca in the City Youth Academy. So you're coming into a team where you know half the squad already, from literally playing with them for the whole of your childhood. You know the manager because he managed you for the whole of your childhood, and the fact that no one else is really in for him didn't really make sense. But he's gone to Chelsea, he's picked his club, he will get guaranteed game time. Unlike Joao Pedro, where it's kind of, you don't really know, Gittens will start on them for the left wing. It might be the end of Madueke or Neto, probably Madueke, because Neto was a £60 million signing last year, and now he won't even get in the team because they spent another 60 mil on another left winger. Gittens, I think personally would do very well for Chelsea. I'm going to sign off the video now. Bye. That's all I've got to say about the Joao Pedro and what Chelsea are doing. I don't really know what's going on at Chelsea. They're kind of just signing everyone. That being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me what you think, man. Let me know if this Joao Pedro stuff is good for Chelsea or if it isn't. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that. I'll see you in a bit, and love.